Okay. Welcome everyone again by the Vertical Weekly EMA. As you can see, I'm back. Last week I was absent because together with Friso and Lawrence, we were at Eat Denver. I look back the EMA and I clearly see that David and Mac and Hidde gave you guys some big alpha, some very interesting insights in how our platform is going to be operating on multiple different networks and how we are building our new product out, which we call the vertical cloud. And it's a product that I'm super excited about. And it's also a product that we talked about a lot on eDenver and which got other people also super excited. And it was actually a great way to set up very interesting new collabs and partnerships, and even a new venture that we are exploring currently now that we have built this custom software that is capable of orchestrating processes over a pool of compute. um, Super excited. I can't give away too much now because it's not concrete, but yeah, I have to say the guys did an excellent job on the EMA last week, even without me. But hey, I'm back here again. You like it or love it. Um, Doing it here again. Hidde is not available this week. He is actually he has some personal stuff, so it doesn't matter. We have enough people in the team to cover the EMA. And and to talk about enough people in our team, we actually have a new addition again. Kevin, the new senior engineer at Vertical. We had David at start, but David became the tech lead of the studio and the cloud. And we gave David the opportunity to grow his team for this product because we see great potential. And the beautiful thing is, if you bring great and quality engineers on board, they always bring in new quality engineers from their networks, especially when you get them excited on the products that they built. And yeah, I would say that Kevin is one of the first of many new quality engineers jumping on the board of Vertical. But without me going further on highlighting your qualities, I would give you the stage, Kevin, to talk a little bit about yourself and tell the people a little bit about what you are going to bring to Vertical as Kevin, the senior data engineer.
All right, yeah, thanks for the kind words. I'm very excited to be on board. It's a great opportunity, great product, very, very noble cause that you're pursuing with Vertical to make Vertical AI available to everybody, even without coding. So yeah, I know David from projects we had in the past. So it's exciting to work with great guys again on new projects. So about myself, I'm Kevin. I'm originally from Germany, living in beautiful Valencia, Spain. It's currently very rainy, but yeah, for most of the year, it was a good decision. Right now, it isn't, but yeah, we will get through it. More time to build stuff. So yeah, about myself, I started out in automotive engineering, so mechanical engineering, but was confronted very soon with lots of data, like sensor data from test rigs, and got into data processing very early on. Mostly on premise in the beginning, stuff didn't scale, so I kind of picked up data engineering, cloud engineering, scaling stuff very early, and then kind of did my thing in automotive until politics came into play, and I kind of did everything I could in that company until IT pretty much didn't let me anymore. So I wanted to be in a more agile, more state of the art place. Switched to consulting, and then in consulting, I worked for a couple of years in the energy sector. And energy is really, really interesting because you will have to imagine if an energy company has millions of clients and everybody of them has smart meters at home to read energy or to have energy readings of their daily consumptions, you will have millions and millions of events daily, and this is pretty much what it did. So, event-driven architecture on Amazon Web Services mainly to essentially build a very resilient, scalable, reliable, secure landscape that handles all of those millions of events a day. And so, yeah, AWS is my platform of choice. And right now, I would say I bring a pretty good mixture of knowledge in software engineering, cloud engineering, and DevOps as well. And I would say on vertical, I'm focusing a lot on the DevOps aspect, like building really scalable, secure cloud environments from scratch. This is what I've been focusing in the last couple of weeks as well, like setting up our main cloud infrastructure, multiple environments like dev, staging, prod, single sign-on, stuff like that, so that our engineers can work in a secure environment, and then really setting up the entire CI/CD to deploy into those environments really frequently, so we can deliver updates to you on a daily basis, pretty much without any delays. Have it really scalable, and yeah. So I would say many of the foundational steps are already done. So right now we can really start working on the vertical studio aspect, and yeah, it's a really great challenge because you'll have to imagine. The thing about LLMs and AI in general is that it consumes a lot of compute resources, and those are very expensive and energy intensive to run. And so what we will try to do is essentially our main goal is to maximize resource utilization. That means running those beefy machines that can run AI models and provide you guys with access to those machines at scale, and then pretty much leveraging economics of scale to give everybody access to those machines at the best price point possible. And that's the main challenge, I would say, mainly. Of course, while making everything secure and connecting to our distributed networks with private connections, so that we can really be sure that everything stays where it's supposed to be, and that we can really scale and distribute our workloads along those networks without wasting any resources, and keeping costs at a minimum, so that we can in the end build a great product. Yeah, I would say that's pretty much the summary of what I did for now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to building further. We're really moving fast right now. It's a lot of fun with that team as well, because there's zero politics involved as well, which is, I love it. That's what I love about startup environments, right? Like in those big enterprises, you always have politics and decision makers. Right now, we're calling the shots. We experiment. We move forward every day, and yeah, really looking forward to deliver really soon something that we can present to you guys.
Yeah, that's great. We brought the German quality on board, as and how David would say it. Kevin is a machine. And I like the way what you said about, making sure that it's affordable, because, the whole mission of Vertical is to make sure that we make, AI customization in terms of fine tuning and hosting it and deploying it, etc., accessible. And, we're doing this in three ways. We're doing it by building a no code environment. And that's great, and that's what we do with our studio. We try to make it as intuitive as possible. That's why we have Maxime on board, great front-end developers. But the thing is that your platform can be the greatest no-code environment, super intuitively it designs. But if the user ends up paying hundreds of dollars at the end of the month, it's not accessible by definition. And that's why we are investing a lot into making sure that we optimize the resources that we have to the max, orchestrating between it, and also integrating these decentralized networks to even lower the cost even further. And because we aim to make stuff accessible, we want to make sure that the smaller parties, the creative individuals, the freelancers are able to start experimenting with this too, without having the burden of, as you said, the high cost of compute of these beefy machines. So guys, this is exactly why we bring people like Kevin on board, making sure that we make this affordable and accessible, and combining this with data security to make sure that you don't have to worry about, your data being leaked through some APIs. And that's very important, especially when we bring in more commercial parties. We try to be ISO compliant in a ways. Because that's important too, right? We need to handle the data very carefully, because we will be storing loads of data in our cloud solution. Um, so, David, thank you for your introduction. Looking very forward to our release of the No Code Studio beta version. To touch on upon this a little bit further, we are coming very close. we are doing our utmost best to make sure that we deliver this beta version this quarter still. And as I assume and I understood from David and you yesterday, we are still on track on achieving this, and that is great. So stay tuned for our release countdown for the studio. This is going to be major, one of our biggest products of our platform that is going to enable you, the individual, to start building your own model on your own domain specific data, like at the core. And that is something very powerful we see that can spark the new wave of AI innovation, giving the smaller person the opportunity to build and train their own AI model. Um, all right, so touch upon a little bit on eDenver. I already started a little bit with it. eDenver was very fruitful. We talked to, I think, about 300 people. Friso and Lawrence went very deep into all the booths, talked with a lot of different companies building great new utilities. Some of them we can use, some of them was just an interesting conversation, but we got inspired a lot. We will be having collabs and partnerships with data storage providers. We actually are exploring maybe even, starting building our own hardware infrastructure, but this is very infant. Stay tuned on that. A little bit of an alpha that I'm giving away here. And mainly also just a lot of people that were interested in what we were building and wanting to use it. So we've seen a big spike in submissions in our beta studio form. We are actually going to close that today, probably, because we are going to start reviewing all our submissions and start reaching out to all the people that have put their submission in the form. So anybody who has put a submission in the form, expect to be receiving an email in the few 1.5 2 weeks, and in which you will know that you are onboarded or not onboarded, because we will be selecting a small group, probably around 30-ish. Kevin, maybe you can say yes or no. Around 30, I think, to run our beta on. But we had a couple hundred submissions, so not everybody is going to be lucky. But we will send you an email if you were not picked, with an explanation why not. And for the people that will be picked, super excited to start working with you guys. You will be thrown into a group very soon, so we can start collaborating on the first version of the studio and making sure that the feedback that you have on it can improve it even further, so we can bring the studio to market for everyone to use as fast as possible. So super excited things happening. Couple things that I wanted to touch on still. Tomorrow, I'm flying to Miami because on Thursday, I will be speaking on a panel on the 60 Million Congress. It's a congress, it's a Polish congress, it's a congress organized for high net worth people. So I'll be speaking for a crowd where, assumably, if I understood it correctly, is a collective value of 80 billion of people sitting there looking to invest in the next big thing. Super excited that they asked me to talk on the panel about artificial intelligence and human psychology. I'm preparing myself a lot, especially on the human psychology side. And I gotta say, it's going to be an interesting panel. And yeah, hopefully that will also reap the fruits of it too. Um, in general, yeah. So we just keep building. We are always here. We keep growing. Verticals on a mission, and we are not backing down. We are doubling down even. And yeah, I hope you guys are in it to win it with us. And I think it's time to open up the panel for questions. And then these questions can be either for me or for the Kevin. Take this opportunity to ask your question, guys, either to me or to Kevin, because this is exactly where we hold these EMAs for giving you the stage to ask questions. Let's see. I don't see any questions here. Guys, feel free to ask the questions in Telegram, YouTube, or on X. I will be looking in the chat right now. Ah, let's see. All right, so we can do this. Last time on the EMA, there was talks of incoming listings. Is this still being thought of? Yes, guys. So listings are on our radar. We have two major exchanges almost finalized, but we want to make sure that we time this correctly, right? We got to make sure that listings bring the biggest benefit to the project, to the community, and just in general. This is something we are being worked on. We just don't feel that right now is the right time. But we are becoming compliant to some regulations that enables us to list on even more exchanges. And if we do it, we want to do it right? We want to go all out and we want to utilize this as much as possible. So yes, there are listings are still on the table, and when they'll become concrete, you guys will be the first to hear it from us. So sure, hope that answered your question. Let's see. Well, seems that there aren't any more questions left. I'll give just a couple, just a minute more. Just for the people that haven't seen it, during eDenver, I've given a speech about what vertical is and how we integrate Akash GPUs into our network through our vertical cloud. If you haven't seen it yet, I was talking there in front of a crowd of 300 plus blockchain enthusiasts. It was awesome. It was in a whiskey bar. We were drinking whiskey, talking about all blockchain. And if you want to see how that went, it's on our or on my personal page. But even Akash reposted it on their official page, which is great. Which is a great recognition of an official integration partner of Akash, and that they are helping us to create awareness for what we are doing at Vertical. So if you haven't seen it yet, please go to our socials and look at the speech that I gave. It really talks a lot about the vertical cloud too. I don't see any more questions in the on X, also not on YouTube, and also not on Telegram. So, guys, then I think this is a wrap. Um, Stay tuned. As I said, the people who did their submissions in the forum for becoming a beta tester expect an email to be received. Please, please, please make sure that you verify that it's the correct one. Don't click any weird links, please. And yeah, so and stay tuned for the countdown to our launch of the Vertical Studio also very soon. I wish everybody a great day, a great evening, wherever you are on the world. And thank you for tuning in again. And we see you guys next week. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.